Greetings YouTubers, and welcome back to another Toddy Walnuts collection overview video. So tonight I'm going to go through this beautiful book, 600 pages, called The Fantasy Worlds of Irwin Allen by Jeff Bond. He also signed this book, and it has a foreword by Bill Mumy, who was Will Robinson in Lost in Space. And you can see the robot and Dr. Smith, and we're going to go through this book, and I'm going to show you some of the Irwin Allen goodies that I have that I really enjoy. So get yourselves relaxed. The ladies are here. Get yourself a beverage and a snack, and let's go through this book. So this is what they consider to be a coffee table book, and it's very heavy, very high quality. I ordered this through Dark Delicacies like about a month or two ago. They had a signing with Jeff Bond, and he signed it inside the book, and we'll go through that. But this thing is really beautiful. I just want to kind of show off some of the details of the art on the front. And down here at the bottom, you can see some of the projects that Irwin Allen was part of, or was the creator of, such as Lost in Space, The Time Tunnel, and The Land of the Giants. I have all three of those to show you guys tonight. And he also kind of dabbled into the disaster movies. In the 70s, that became kind of popular. And The Towering Inferno was one of those disaster movies, as well as The Poseidon Adventure. I want to get Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. It's on Blu-ray. I just haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. It's very affordable. It's like probably 10 bucks. I don't remember who put it out. It might have been Kino, but I'm not sure about that. And he also did more. So hey, let's take a look at the back. You can see some of the logos for the shows that he created in the movies. I have very fond memories of Lost in Space when I was a child. The show was before my time, but it was on syndication, and it would come on Saturdays and Sundays on our local broadcasting networks for our local TV. And I remember I used to have to do my chores. My dad was pretty strict and pretty structured, and I'm very glad that he was like that for us, because I didn't get anything handed to me, and I've been working hard pretty much my whole life. But I would have to go out and cut the grass or chop wood, rake leaves. I would tar the driveway, paint the house, paint the garage. I was always doing something to earn an allowance, even at a very young age. And I remember when I was done with my chores, I could sit down and relax to Lost in Space, and it was a ritual for at least a few years, and I really have fond memories of that. So let's open this up and take a look. First splash page is kind of looks like it may be an alien UFO kind of hovering above the city with some kind of, I don't know, disaster about to, like a tidal wave or something brewing. I don't know. There's a lot going on here. I'm not going to go through the whole book, and there's where Jeff signed it. It would have been nice to have Bill Mumy sign this too, but oh well, what are you going to do? I'm really impressed with the quality of this book. I believe this is a second printing. Nope, this is the first edition. It says first edition October 2024. I thought there was another book before this, but it was probably just a different Irwin Allen, kind of a documentary style book. But all right, so let's keep moving here. He looks like he dedicated it to a son or maybe a nephew or something. To Logan Bond, my own little Will Robinson. Here's what I was into when I was your age. And I was into all this stuff too. This is really, really great stuff. The fun thing about these shows is that they're timeless. You can sit and watch it. It's just as entertaining and fascinating now as it was 40 years ago. I really enjoy this stuff. Really beautiful, high-colored, high-quality picture. I believe June Lockhart is still with us. I think she's still kicking. God bless her. And here's the table of contents. And like I said, I'm not going to go through every single page. There's Jeff Bond with his little Will Robinson, I guess Logan, I'm assuming. Oh, no. That's Bill Mumy. It's Billy Mumy, and let's see, what does it say down here? The once and future Will, Maxwell Jenkins and Bill Mumy on the set of Netflix 2018 Lost in Space series. I haven't seen the Lost in Space series yet. This must be a character in that rendition of Lost in Space, and of course that's the original Will Robinson. Lots of good reading in here. There's a scene with Gene Hackman in the Poseidon Adventure, a disaster movie. There's the Towering Inferno, Poseidon Adventure. Lost in Space, Time Tunnel. I don't recall. Let's see if it says on the other side here. This one is called The Lost World. Is that right? Okay, so clockwise from left to right. So we have Lost in Space, the Poseidon Adventure, the Towering Inferno, The Lost World, Land of the Giants, and Time Tunnel. Irwin Allen passed away in 1991, but he lives on through these books and these television shows and movies. Here's Irwin Allen when he used to do radio programs in 1942 during World War II. He was making programs for the troops and for entertainment for people who were still home. There we go. That's called the Hollywood Merry-Go-Round. I'm not familiar with that. I've never seen it or heard of it before. But that's something I may look up here on YouTube. I'm always looking for something new to watch. There's Double Dynamite. Groucho Marx, Jane Russell, and Frank Sinatra. That's a very unusual trio, but that's excellent actors. There's Robert Mitchum, one of my favorites of all time, and he was in Where Danger Lives. And here at the bottom, it's Irwin Allen right there, and Claude Rains and Robert Mitchum. One of the best Groucho Marx jokes was, that guy was really quick. He was witty. He said, "Yesterday I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got in my pajamas, I'll never know." That guy was great. The sea is around us. I love these old-time lobby cards. These things are gorgeous. And the old movie posters, the old lobby cards, they're really, really good. I know they've gone up considerably, even in like the last 10 years. A lot of this stuff is worth gold, worth its weight in gold. All these old posters and the old lobby cards are getting harder to find. And of course, condition is everything. So if you find one that's really, really crisp, you have to pay a little bit more for it. Here's a dinner party for Irwin Allen after he won an Oscar for The Sea Around Us. Vincent Price. Got some letterheads. Business that Irwin Allen was doing, trying to recruit people for his movies. There are some of the storyboards for some of the movies. Sketches and renditions of different scenes that they're trying to create. And Irwin Allen was one of the best. Here we go, Vincent Price, William Bendix, Victor Mature, and Piper Laurie. That's a great cast. Piper Laurie recently passed away too, like within the last year, 6 months ago maybe. There he is with some more conception art. Wow, that's pretty cool. Look at that splash page. That thing is beautiful. The Sea Around Us, the animal world. More sketches. I imagine if you're lucky enough to own any of these are probably worth mint. I mean, these are probably worth a ton of money. Some of these original early concept art sketches. Thousands of dollars for that stuff now. I mean, these guys really went all out. This was before CGI and any of the fancy camera work. They literally had to start the film from scratch, you know, starting with a story and drawings and sending out letters to actors. You want them to be in your movies. I mean, it was a process. There's some of the miniatures that they used. They always did a really good job with the stop motion, with the miniatures, and it looks pretty realistic. I mean, you know that I mean, it doesn't really look realistic, but it's fun enough to enjoy it. You know what I mean? You can definitely tell it's not, you know, real animals or anything, but I think that's part of the fun of it. And all of these movies and television shows were all very kid-friendly, as well as entertaining for adults too. I would love to get that poster. I gotta pause it here really quick for a drink. I'll be right back. Okay. Oops. This chapter is called In the Footsteps of DeMille. Cecil DeMille, who was another genius director of the golden age of film. Vincent Price again. And John Carradine. John Carradine was playing a Egyptian pharaoh. This was, apparently this was part of the, I guess, imagination. What am I trying to say here? This was, I guess, the beginning. They were coming up with ideas for Joan of Arc. So you can see that they have some kind of sketches in the background. They're conversing and trying to come up with a plan. There's Vincent again, as dapper as he always was. There's Peter Lorre. I know you guys remember that name. Peter Lorre! He was the Roman Emperor Nero on the Story of Mankind. And I guess apparently Irwin Allen requested to work with him, and they've worked on a few projects together. This is the Cosmic Tribunal from the Story of Mankind. Groucho Marx was another frequent collaborator with Irwin Allen. Here's Ronald Colman. Another Hollywood legend. Let's see, the biggest star cast ever on one screen. So you have Ronald Colman, Hedy Lamarr, Groucho Marx, Harpo Marx, Chico Marx, Virginia Mayo, Agnes Moorehead, Vincent Price, Peter Lorre, James Coburn, Charles Coburn, Cedric Hardwicke, Cesar Romero, Dennis Hopper. Look at that. Big Dennis in the house. Marie Wilson, Helmut Dantine, Edward Everett Horton, and you can read the rest. Big Circus. I'm going to go a little bit quicker. I really love the way of the layout of this book. It's really well done. Some of the old cars, horse-pulled carriages, all conception or conceptual drawings, however you want to call it. Concept art. Ooh, there's a splash page. A whole lot going on there. The Big Circus. Look at what they did to those elephants. That's terrible. Poor things. You know, we really don't deserve animals. We're way too cruel to nature. And no, I'm not a bleeding heart. Animals deserve way better than the way we treat them. Victor Mature. Says they're going over the script for the Big Circus. I have never seen this movie before, but now I'm intrigued and I do want to check it out. I'm going to blaze through the Big Circus until we get to the next section. This is the Lost World. I know for sure this has a Blu-ray out, but I don't remember who released it. It may be Kino, maybe somebody else, I don't know. Bettina Marcus. this looks really good. I don't think I have this movie. I have seen the Blu-ray. I think I saw it on Amazon. Now I have to think because I'm not sure if I bought it or not. Claude Rains. See some of the filming locations, some of the monsters. You know what? I think I do have this movie. I'm gonna have to go look for it after this video. He has a little schedule planned out. This guy took his movies very seriously. It was not a game to him. He was very, very picky about quality, and he wanted everybody to be on time, on the schedule. This is called Sea View. I've never seen that one either. Looks like there's a blueprint, but for what? The port profile, starboard similar. Looks like it's some kind of a ship. I don't know if it's a spaceship or a water ship. That's pretty cool. I took a picture of that just in case I want to use it as a thumbnail for the video. You know, they used a lot of miniatures, and it was really effective because they used different lighting techniques and they made it look very realistic. Different shadows and different light techniques. How about that for a splash page? How about that indeed? And these are just some more concept art for Sea View. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. That's another one I think I do have, but if I don't, I'm gonna add that to the collection. Hey, there's Frankie Avalon. Great singer. He was around in the 60s. He was kind of a bubblegum pop for the youngsters. He was a heartthrob for the girls, the young girls. What do we have here? Allen poses with mermaids for a promotion of the film. Peter Lorre. Okay, I swear that's the last time I'm gonna do that. It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. All right. I think it's getting close to my bedtime. really beautiful art. I wonder if that original art is still kicking around out there somewhere. If somebody has it in a museum or a private collection taking care of it, or if it maybe just rotted away and thrown away. These are the movies from TV. And this is from the TV series Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. I don't have that one. I think there's a movie and a series for Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. I could be wrong. I'll have to check that out. Check that out. What the hell? It's a presentation artwork for the Poe series. Allen, the monster. There's Richard Basehart, who was in Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, the TV series. I'll go a little bit quicker here through these. I'm very impressed with this book. It's really cool. I think it was I think it was $50. I'll have to double check. There is Barbara Boucher. She did 2 seasons of The Left-Handed Man. I never heard of that in my life. But Barbara Boucher was always a doll. She was gorgeous. It says that's Irwin Allen showing Harry Harris his Voyage script. You know what? That might be my thumbnail. Let's see. You guys will know what my thumbnail is before me. Because you already know what the thumbnail is, because you just clicked on the video. You saw what it was. I haven't even decided in real time yet, so you guys will have to let me know which one I picked. Gold Key comics and toys and board games. Really cool. There's Bettina Marcus again. covers from 1964 on those comic books. I bet you if you have, well, we already know comic books are very valuable, but I bet if you have some of these old school toys in good condition, I think even in medium condition, you could probably get a lot of money for them. People are very nostalgic about the books that they read when they were kids and the toys that they played with. And as they get older and they have a little more disposable income, they try to go back and recapture their childhood. I'm guilty of that too. Not that it's a bad thing. I think you should do that. I think everybody should have a hobby. And if going back to your childhood is good memories, and try to restoke that fire. You know, you can buy some of these old toys or comic books, posters, whatever you want. This is the one I wanted to get to. This was kind of like the cherry on top. This is one of my favorite all-time TV shows, and this was a great show. I need to upgrade this still to Blu-ray. I have the old school DVD box set that I bought when it first came out, and I think when this whole set came out, this is all 3 seasons of Lost in Space. I think it was over $100 when it first came out. You can probably get the whole series now for like $20. Probably an upgraded remaster, you know. But I didn't want to wait till now to get it. I've watched these many times and I got my money's worth out of it. So I'm not one of those guys that claim that, oh, I was waiting for it to come out on a different format. I'm waiting for the 4K. Yeah, if you were really a fan, you would have already had it on DVD a long time ago. I'm not buying it. There's a lot of bullshitters I hear on YouTube. It's pretty sickening to hear some of these guys. A lot of phonies out there. They really did do a good job of making it seem like they were on a deserted island. I mean, a deserted planet. And it was just a set. But it worked. I mean, it was very believable, especially as a kid. Lost in Space, Debbie the Bloop rides a prop alien turtle created for the pilot. Ooh, you remember that guy? That was cool. That monster was pretty scary. The Cyclops. That was a great episode. There he is right there. That was from the episode called No Place to Hide. And then it says, later incorporated into the first season episode, there were giants in the earth. The Cyclops on location shooting at Red Rock Canyon. You know, there's a, I'll have to double check, and I'll leave the link down below in this video, but there's a fan page for Lost in Space where you can get June Lockhart's autograph, Bill Mumy, and the girls who played the sisters, and there's different things that you can order that are signed on their website. And I can't remember what it is offhand, but I'll dig around and find it, and I'll leave it in a link below if you're interested in going to check that out. I think there's a book that they're selling, and they sign it for you, and there's other things on there as well. I've been meaning to purchase something there, but I just haven't yet. It's only so much money to go around, man. And when you're a collector, you have to kind of prioritize things. And I just didn't get to that priority yet for Lost in Space signatures, but I do want them. There's some concept art for the robot. And due to popular belief, this is not the robot from Forbidden Planet. This is not Robbie the robot. It's a completely different robot. But I've heard people on here say, yeah, it's the same robot. I think they did a crossover in one of the episodes, if I remember correctly. But the shape of the head is a giveaway. Because Robbie the robot had kind of like an oval-shaped dome, where this has like the little glass, whatever, little top on there. But I believe in one of these episodes, in one of these seasons, this robot faced off against Robbie the robot. Okay, I'll go a little bit quicker, because I still want to show you those box sets. I'm not going to go too in-depth in the box sets. I just want to show you guys what's available in case you want to order some of it. And I'm pretty sure that the 3 things I have are now, you're able to upgrade those to Blu-ray, which I only have the DVDs, so. I think the only 2 that have passed on from this whole, well, there's 3 in this picture. He passed away, Guy Williams passed away, and Jonathan Smith, his name was Mark Goddard. Those 3 gentlemen passed away. Everybody else is still with us. June Lockhart's in her 90s, I think, her high 90s, maybe mid 90s. It's good to see that they gave a nice chunk of the book for Lost in Space. This was a pretty long chapter. There's a toy gun you can buy. And there's what the prop looked like. All kinds of good toys and stuff. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's what it looks like with the art. And then this is what the product looked like when it was done. That's funny. Holy cow, I don't remember that. But that's, oops, sorry about that. That's Bill Mumy dressed up as what did they call him? Transformed into a miniature Dr. Smith. That likeness is very, very good. That's great. That doesn't even look like Will Smith. Well, this is what he looked like when they were putting on the prosthetics. They're putting on the dome piece to put the wig on. That is pretty amazing. I don't remember that episode. I've seen them all many, many times. I just don't remember that episode. It was called The Space Destructors. That was the episode title. Here, it looks like they kind of did a crossover with Is that supposed to be Planet of the Apes? No, not quite. Similar, but not quite. The little moon rover, what did they call it? I forget. Chariot. All right, I'm going to go a little quicker. That was a good chapter. Let's see what we're into now. Okay, time tunnel. This is a really good show. Before Quantum Leap, it was time tunnel. Did some comics, posters, lobby cards, comic book. Some of the foreign posters. Looks like it may be Japanese, not sure. Yeah, it does say Japanese. Japanese Time Tunnel record album. It's a record right there. Some more comics. Land of the Giants. After this one, after this chapter, I'm going to close the book and then we'll go through the television shows that I have that were created by Irwin Allen. I'm starting to get a little tired. Coloring book. Looks like lobby cards. And it looks like that is a record. Some more advertising for the show. This is a really excellent show too. All three of the box sets I'm going to show you guys are definitely worthy of a buy. And like I said, you can probably find all three of the ones that I'm going to show you. They're probably available on Blu-ray now, so that would be the way to go. And I'll be upgrading at some point too. But I'm pretty happy with these box sets so far. I mean, I don't feel like I need to rush out and get the Blu-ray anytime soon. If I find it and it's a good price, I'll just snatch it. It's pretty awesome that they made it look like the strips of Scotch tape are huge because it's the land of the giants. So these humans are tiny compared to whatever's around them. So that tape had to be huge. There's Deanna Lund. Deanna Lund. It's called Spindrift. I don't know what that is. I've never seen it before. Unless they're talking about that little spaceship. Maybe. See, there's a Dixie cup. Oh, like, I don't know, maybe a beaker or something. They're so little they can fit inside of it. There's a jelly jar. Some of the screen frames from the intro. And this one is The Man from the 25th Century. I'm just going to kind of jump way ahead here and just kind of flip through, because we're only on page 330 right now, and this book is 600 pages. I don't want to make an hour long. I mean, it's definitely worthy to be seen, but I just don't have the time or the strength or wherewithal right now. I'm just kind of feel like I'm getting tired. Man, this book is awesome. Wait, the splash page, we'll check that out. Oh, that looks cool. All right, I'm gonna pause it here, get a drink, and let's see, what does it say in the back? It says US $89.99. I think I paid $50 for this. Maybe $60, but definitely not $90. And I bought this brand new from Del Howison at Dark Delicacies, and he didn't give me a deal on it. That's just what they were going for. So the first, actually, let me pause it really quick. So this was the show, The Time Tunnel, and this is volume 1. I think it only lasted 2 seasons, but we'll have to do a little more research on that. But this came out in 1966. And you can watch it, obviously, in English, but you can also watch it in Spanish and French. And it comes with, this is like a little slip box here. And it comes with 2 slim packs. It's got a little black case. And it's 2 flipper discs. So this might be more than 2 seasons. I'm not exactly sure. Because technically, okay, so these are both flipper discs. So technically that's 8 discs. 8 sides of a disc. So that it may be more than 2 seasons. Like I said, I didn't really research it, but it's easy enough to just Google it, I guess. So that was volume 1 and volume 2. I think I bought these at a Walmart a few years ago. I think they were like $5 a piece. $5 for a season like this that's a steal to me. And here's the discs. They're both flipper discs again, so I don't really have to open those up. But 1966, if you like sci-fi, time travel, good storylines, good acting. This would be a good show for you to grab. The next one here is another excellent TV show. It only lasted for 51 episodes, and this is the complete collection here. I imported this one from England about a couple years ago. I don't know if this has a Blu-ray release yet, but again, you can always Google that. Just go to eBay and look for it. I would definitely upgrade these to Blu-ray, especially Lost in Space. I know it already does have a Blu-ray though. I just been kind of dragging my feet. But this contains all 51 episodes plus a wealth of special features. You can read those there if you want to and pause it. This show also came out in the 60s, 1968. And there's quite a few discs in here. So you have a couple of different swing trays. I like these fat packs. So you got, what the hell? Oh, they stack. They stack on top of each other. That I don't like. But here's, these orange discs are season 1. And back here, season 2. And there's some, can't really see what's in the back because all the discs are in there and I don't feel like taking them all out, but there's some pretty cool screen grabs on the inside. So I would also definitely recommend this. And the last one, like I said earlier, this is one of my favorite shows of all time. A lot of nostalgia here for me, and this is Lost in Space. This is the complete first season, and it comes with 8 discs for season 1. 29 episodes in season 1. The show also came out in the 60s, 1965. And then there was a season 2, volume 1, and a season 2, volume 2. And I love those covers, they're really cool. You can watch all 3 of the, or you can watch these in English, Spanish, or French audio, and English and Spanish subtitles. And then there was season 3, volume 1, and season 3, volume 2. And that was all she wrote. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me for a little bit. And if you made it this far, thank you. Put a comment in, hashtag Irwin Allen, or hashtag Irwin, whatever. And that'll be a wink and a nod to me that you saw it all. So awesome book. I recommend it. All of these shows are really fun. The Time Tunnel, Land of the Giants, and Lost in Space. All 3 are 1960s sci-fi. And really good stuff. Has a really high rewatchability factor to it. So I'm gonna head out now. There's the girls wanted to say goodnight, and I'll see you next time.